You're watching Newsday TV. Thanks for joining us. I'm Ken Bufa. A deadly accident shut down part of the service road of the Long Island Expressway. Police say 82-year-old Vincent Armuswitz crashed his pickup truck into a tree just east of Veterans Highway in Islandia around noon. Investigators believe the man from Watermill may have suffered some sort of medical event which triggered the accident. And 3 men have pleaded guilty to fatally stabbing and strangling a man whose body was found at a homeless encampment in central Islip. Prosecutors say 20-year-old Brian Heredia Escobar stabbed the victim last February in an act of revenge. Authorities say 18-year-old John Lopez Campo handed him the knife, and 4-year-old Julio Beltran held a rope around the man's neck. All 3 face sentences ranging from 20 to 25 years in prison. The judge says all 3 could also be deported. And ICE agents are now holding a man from Queens who was accused of breaking into cars in Nassau and stealing at least $3,000. The victims withdrew money from banks in Mineola and in Garden City Park and left the money in their cars. Authorities say when the victims went back to their vehicles, their window was smashed and the money was gone. Authorities say 46-year-old Fabio Diaz Sierra committed the crimes back in October and in November. And animal rescuers are trying to find homes for more than 300 pet rats that were found in a condemned Rocky Point home. Now here is the house where the domestic rats and a dog were found. 52-year-old Lori Curley pleaded not guilty to charges of animal cruelty and neglect. We're told some of the rats have been put into foster homes, and rescuers are looking for the others to be adopted. And the parent company of Saks Fifth Avenue has filed for bankruptcy protection. The company also owns Neiman Marcus, Bergdorf Goodman, and other retailers. We're told Saks Fifth Avenue and Huntington Station and Neiman Marcus and Uniondale will stay open as the company is restructured. All right, let's take a quick look at tomorrow's weather. It was a pretty decent day today. Dare I say fairly warm. Tomorrow, it'll be in the 40s with sun overhead. Of course, we'll have that 7-day forecast for you later in the broadcast. Governor Kathy Hochul wants the public to have the right to sue ICE. Newsday TV's Doug Gein is in Albany with that story.
It was the loudest of several standing ovations Governor Hochul got during her State of the State address. It came when she talked about proposals to curb what she called abusive tactics of immigration enforcement officers.
New York will not allow the use of state resources to assist in federal immigration raids on people who have not committed serious crimes. We will not allow masked ICE agents to storm our schools, our daycare centers, our hospitals, our houses of worship.
Hochul also proposed allowing residents to sue ICE agents for civil rights violations. Suffolk County legislator Sam Gonzalez was in Albany for Hochul's speech. He represents the Brentwood Central Islip area and says the immigration crackdown has left many residents afraid to go out, which in turn has affected local businesses.
The big supermarkets like Gala, Compare, they're about 30 to 35% loss in revenue. They're not going out, they're afraid. They only come out towards the evening because they feel that ICE is not out there in the evening, and they're just going in, buying what they're going to make for supper, and right out.
The idea was not embraced by Republicans, including Nassau County Executive Bruce Blakeman, who's running against Hochul this November. Blakeman has partnered with ICE, allowing them to use county resources and personnel. He defended their actions.
I would not let anybody raid a school unless there was a criminal that was engaged in criminal activity. I wouldn't let anybody raid a house of worship, a daycare center. That's ridiculous. Kathy Hochul talks about that, but it just doesn't exist.
But before legislators start debating this and other proposals, first they'll have to tackle what is always a highly contentious issue at the state capitol, the budget. Hochul presents her proposed spending plan next Tuesday. In Albany for Newsday TV, I'm Doug Gein.
Only in Newsday, despite major competition, some mom-and-pop hardware stores are still thriving here on Long Island. Andrew Anger has this story.
Hardware has always been in Chris Pecораro's blood.
We're third generation.
After growing up among the rows of faucets and screws, Chris and his wife are now the managing owners of Schaefer's Hardware. But it hasn't been easy.
It is hardware, which has hard in the names.
The company, started by his grandfather in the 1950s, has seen its boom and bust times, but now there's major competition from big box hardware stores and online retailers. Last year he had to close 4 locations, but he remains positive.
Now we're currently in Comac and in Bayville and looking for more.
Chris says the local mom and pop hardware store can excel in personal service where big stores cannot.
You can really get to know your people, get to know your customers, and that's definitely valuable.
That personal touch and community involvement is something that other family-owned hardware stores here on Long Island are truly leaning into.
We're doing very well, not only surviving but thriving.
Hank, Ben, and their sister Mary Brinkman took over the family business from their parents who opened their first store 50 years ago in Sayville. Since then, they've grown the business into a $30 million company with 7 locations, including the recent purchase of Trio Hardware in Plainview.
We're just getting going. The best is yet to come.
The Brinkmans say innovating and growing the company has allowed them to stand toe-to-toe with the big box stores on price and selection, and he credits their knowledgeable employees.
We don't like the term good enough around here. We want to do everything to the best way possible, and we get a return on that.
Hook up your lines right on the side, make it nice.
Back in Comac, Chris Pecoraro says taking over the family hardware business might not be for everyone, but he says he's not going anywhere.
If you're not into it and not interested, then it's not something that makes sense. You have to live it. You have to want to be in it.
In Comac, Andrew Enger, Newsday TV.
Now, to read more about this story, go to Newsday.com, click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. Only in Newsday, we continue our series focusing on how Long Islanders are helping one another. Videographer Chris Ware shows us volunteers of Long Island.
My name is Doug DeFeo, and volunteering with the New York Marine Rescue Center to me is a way for me to give back to the world and to contribute to knowledge. Not only am I learning about our natural world, but I'm participating in it. I volunteer with New York Marine Rescue Center, and it's important because not only do we just save sea turtles and seals, but we also contribute to education. We also are involved with helping to keep our oceans safe and healthy. So there are a lot of ways that the Rescue Center contributes to the environment and contributes to the lives of people that live here. When I'm patrolling the beaches for the Rescue Center, it gives me an opportunity to be out in the environment. Sea turtles that are migrating south have great difficulty maintaining consciousness in very cold water because they're cold-blooded animals. And we do encounter an animal on the beach that needs help. It's important for us to try to save those animals and return them to the environment in the summertime when the weather temperature is warmer. Yeah, volunteering to me has been a part of my life for many years. My wife and I actually met as volunteers. Not only does it have a scientific component, not only does it have an animal rescue component, but it also has a social component for me too. Okay, volunteering to me is like being a part of living in the pages of National Geographic. It gives me a lot of opportunities to satisfy a need I have to feel like I'm part of something bigger than myself. And it just fills my heart with such joy to be involved in this.
It's great to see too. Now, for more exclusive content just like this, go to Newsday.com, click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. All right, let's take a closer look at your 7-day forecast, and there may be some flakes on the way. Check out Sunday. Yes, those are snowflakes. Temps in the mid-30s then, but Thursday and Friday will look dry. Saturday, bit of a washout, and next week we are dry, but those temps are not high.
Long Island weather is brought to you by PTRC.
Now, for more on the stories you've seen here today, head over to Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. I'm Ken Buffa. More news coming up.
There's more to Long Island than you know when you picture this. Join Macy Egeland for a journey through some of the major moments in Long Island's past through the lens of the Newsday archives. Picture This, available now at Newsday.com/picture this.